On the last exciting episode of Ramblin Reploids, the Z Ramblers discussed all the designs for Zero, even the beta designs. But, can they handle talking about the recolors and beyond? What will be their favorites? And who exactly is Mac? Find out today on Ramblin Reploids. Ramblin Reploids.
So, we're going to be looking at some of the various recolors of Zero, which I have a few references for these, but some of them we're just going to have to remember because there's no official art of them, but, you know, it's good enough. They're recolors. You know what Zero looks like.
Yep.
So let's start with the first one, which is, of course, Black Zero. I really do think Black Zero is a pretty decent design because everything looks good in black.
Yep.
But for me, it always makes me think that he's like wearing a tuxedo.
Well, you know, you gotta look dapper to fight those Maverick bots.
You do. You gotta look dapper, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. I have some art from X-Dive, so we can take a look at Black Zero.
Perfect.
There we go. There's actually two versions of Black Zero, and I mean literally Black Zero, not the other ones, because we'll get to those.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an X4. Black Zero is just Zero in black armor, but with a green saber. And I don't think his hair changed. And then I think from X5 onwards, Black Zero had a purple saber, and he had a platinum blonde hair instead of
it was
yellow blonde.
And that also changed the yellow accents to a more kind of. It depends on the source because like in some of the games it's like that, but like on the D arts it's more of like a bronze color.
Mm-hmm.
So it's somewhere in that kind of happy medium. But I like the color they used in the X-Dive art.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good. But one difference that I've noticed is in Command Mission. When you use Black Zero, the black parts, like on his thighs and on like his biceps, they turn like a really dark blue. So I like that.
Yeah, you're right.
I really like that it did something to help those parts not get lost.
Right, because otherwise it's like black on black.
Yeah.
I think I have artwork of that. Someone used those colors. Somewhere like that, but they just recolored official artwork. Okay.
But yeah, like, I think that worked really well. Like, I don't know if I prefer it, but in the Command Mission art style, yeah, absolutely. It looked really cool. Let's see. But yeah, there's not too much to say about Black Zero, just a simple recolor. But,
It's just Zero and Base's palette.
Yeah, yeah.
More or less. It's just Zero and Base's color palette.
But then, later on, I guess it was later. I'm not sure because I think this came out before X4 did, but there was a Mega Armor model kit of Black Zero, but instead of the like gold accents, it was like a somewhere between like blue and purple, and like his hair was that color, and it was
a very bizarre Black Zero.
I love that color scheme so much, and like his forehead gem was green, and his titties were like yellow or orange.
You're just gonna flat out call him that, aren't you?
His boob lights were yellow or orange, and
Oh, sacrilegious! I found someone who had the model kit, and they painted it with like real paints to make it look more accurate to like the real colors, and I'm like, no.
Well, you know that Black Zero model kit came out like 3 times because there was one, it came out in like a 4-pack, and it had the proper blue. And there was one where the box, this is the one I had, the box had the blue, but it had the normal Zero stickers, so it was like the yellow trim. And it made me so sad. And then there's one where it's like just like a brown color for all the gold, and the like the gems are different. It's really bizarre how much they use that for stuff that barely even made sense. But the one with the purple that we're referring to, it was actually used as a color in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
Oh, you're right.
At least it...
Actually, okay. So I was... Oh, hang on. I didn't upload the picture. I was literally looking at that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And the only difference is that his hair is silver instead of purple.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I love this color scheme so much. It has a lot to do
purple,
with
because that's just the runner that it came on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, but man, I love it. I associate that color scheme with the purpley blue hair.
Mm-hmm.
And someone did a mod for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with that color scheme. It looks really, really good.
That's really awesome.
But,
it's so strange to me that they like did this, because it's like,
God, that's
this
such
is a Black
deep
Zero
cut.
color scheme that's not used anywhere.
Man, when I first saw that, it blew my mind because, you know, like I said, I had that model kit as a kid, and you know, like I'm just messing around with Tatsunoko, and you know, because you don't see a preview of the colors, you just push a button and it picks the color for you, and then, oh man, it was amazing.
Yeah, and you know, I never knew that model kit existed. So one day I was on eBay, and I just saw it was like Black Zero model kit. So I was like, huh, wait a minute, why does he look so different? So like I snatched it up immediately because I could have sworn that it looked like the ones from the games, but apparently not.
Oh, cool. So yours has the proper stickers?
Well, mine. I thought it was the one from the games, but it was the one with the yellow titties. So I was just like, what the hell? Like, Zero doesn't look like that when he's got Black Zero. So, like, what's going on?
Right.
So I grabbed it immediately because I had never seen that color combination before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it so much. But,
yeah,
like, it's weird that the model kit box, or I don't think it's on the... No, it is. It's at the top of the box. It's also in the instruction manual. It says it's from X3. And like that it sent my imagination running wild. You know, when I was a kid, I was like, how do I play as this? It's so cool looking.
That's really weird that it would say X3 because obviously Black Zero is not in X3 unless you're playing like a hack or something.
Yeah, but back then, you know, no. But I'm so happy.
There's some other ones that say X5 just as an FYI.
Yeah,
some of these
the later one. Yeah, that's the one with the brown.
I think so. This one says X3. I don't know which one I have. I think I have the one up top that says Irregular Hunter Zero with like the gold font.
Oh, okay.
But I have seen this one that says Irregular Hunter Zero in the white font, and it says X3. And I think they used that as one of the model kits that has parts of the Shadow Armor figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
definitely had the.
He is not in X3 at all.
No. Like, I love that all the white parts are turned, like, this gray color. Oh, man. I cannot wait. Like, I'm so happy we're getting Kotobukiya Zero, so I can make this properly. Like, I'm so happy.
Soon.
Yeah, I just gotta worry about the Z decal, because I don't know how I'm gonna change the shoulder color. I guess I'll have to find a little thing to print a sticker to put a Z on top of it or something.
Well, you'll have to get a decal or just get a really, really tiny brush and get very good at it.
Yep, we'll see.
So that's the model kit Zero,
Mm-hmm.
model kit Black Zero. You know, I feel like some folks might not have ever known about that.
It's one of my favorites.
I've certainly never heard of it. It is not featured in any of the games, and so it is my favorite oddity of Zero designs.
Real quick, I wish that was the color for Zero that was used in the Zero project when you got the black armor. Just
to reference the model kit.
Yeah, it just makes sense because it's like, well, it's labeled X3. You know, it's been a long time coming.
Well, I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to modify the palette a little bit if you were to go back in there. If someone wants to take it upon themselves to do it, I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
it would just be a color palette swap of some kind. So moving on, we're on the third of 4 kinds of Black Zero. We're looking at Fake Zero. Fake Zero is, once again, Black Zero, but with some slightly different color palette choices. Whereas Zero from X4, X5, and all that other stuff is pretty much as you've seen. You know, it's just all the red parts are black, and then his colors are a little bit more desaturated. Fake Zero is interesting in that he has a red gem on his forehead, and he's mostly silver, if I remember correctly.
Yep,
He's
like
black and silver.
all the gold and his hair is silver. And it's I think the boob lights are also like a darker green. Like it could just be this one, this one barely official picture that's ever come out of him.
Yeah, this is actually official art that you're looking at. From I think was it X-Dive or someone released it?
It was X-Over.
Oh, yes, X-Over released this image of quote unquote Fake Zero, and it's really just Command Mission Zero, but they recolored him.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, excuse me. And they gave him a purple saber, which I'm not even sure what color his saber is supposed to be, because doesn't he go down before he ever does anything in the game?
Well, in X2, if you, depending on how you beat the game, like if you don't see Fake Zero, then after the credits, Fake Zero will show up and do the, presented by Capcom thing, and he shoots the green saber, and in X-Over, he also has a green saber, like in the boss fight. Like, on the sprites and whatever.
That's weird.
But I like to think that his saber's red because, evil, and it matches the head crystal, and I love it.
Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. I'd rather it was like that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Basically, his saber color is inconsistent. It's anywhere from purple to green to red. Who knows?
Well, I also like to think that on his shoulder, instead of the Z, it's the Maverick logo. Because that's so cool.
Oh, that would be really sick, actually.
And, like, in X1 especially, and, like, a lot of designs afterwards, like, all the Mavericks had the Maverick logo on there somewhere. So it would make sense, design-wise.
Right.
Fake Zero's probably my favorite. Like, that one and that model kit one are, like, tied. Just, they look so cool. I love them.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that. I'm trying to find a picture of his, Where the heck is it? I'm trying to find Fake Zero, but I am unable to see it in the X-Over sprites.
Here you go.
Oh, I found it. I got it. Yeah, that's the one. He's doing... Is that his only attack?
I think so. I wish he pulled the Buster out, because I want to see exactly the color configuration.
He's also using X60's standing ink sprites.
Oh, he is, yeah, with the open hands.
That's interesting. Ooh, conspiracy.
But yeah, I love the idea of Fake Zero. And just...
Yeah.
Like I hate that he jobs out so hard, but, you get to see him for a second.
I kind of love it. He's like, welcome, X. Do you recognize your little friend? Wah! And then he just instantly, wrecked. Yeah, I don't know. Sigma is just trying to hype him up, and then he just goes down in one shot.
He made him in a cave with a box of scraps. Leave him alone.
Quite literally. It's so stupid. Fun fact. If you play Mega Man Zero, there is a form for Zero. I think it's either called Protoform. I think it's the Protoform. Where it makes Zero all black. And he takes double damage, but deals double damage. And they said that their inspiration for that was Fake Zero, because they said that Fake Zero was tuned incorrectly to do a lot of damage, but has very low defense.
Okay,
so,
you know what? That actually came up in conversation. If in X-Dive they do a Fake Zero costume, just to modify the stats, your defense goes down, but your attack goes up. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say. I don't know how, accurate that is, because, you never actually fight Fake Zero, because he just dies. The only way you can do a Zero fight is if... He does! He just dies! He shows up and he just stands there like a silent idiot.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
He just, gets blown up immediately. He's
I just realized...
And then boom, he gets shot.
I just realized that Mac does more than Fake Zero.
Oh, man. But you know what? Fake Zero is still remembered more than Mac.
Who?
I don't know. Some idiot. Some purple dumbass. Oh my god. Yeah, Fake Zero. Oh! Hey, wait a minute. Did they screw something up?
Oh, I was gonna point it out, how half the flips are yellow.
What is that?
When on Super Mario, when you get the invincibility star and you're flashing?
Is it supposed to do that?
I don't know. It could also be a bad rip. I've seen video of the boss fight, and I didn't notice it there, but I also never noticed it on the sprite sheet until today. So I have no idea.
You know what? We're just gonna move right along. I don't know. Fake Zero, you're a trip and a half. Now, moving right along with Fake Zeros, let's talk about Nightmare Zero. Nightmare Zero is, Purple Zero.
Yep. Moving on.
Alrighty, so next up is X8. No, okay.
No, okay.
So here I want to show you something funny, and I'm gonna actually have you do this.
Okay.
You don't have to do it now, or maybe you can. Do you have any pictures of Zero handy right now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I want you to go to any program that has a hue, saturation, and brightness adjustment. I'm not kidding, okay? Specifically, if you can go to X6 and get one of the sprites of like Nightmare Zero, any one of those, probably like a mugshot or something.
Because of course.
It's okay. I'm actually gonna switch over to my screen.
Okay, yeah, I'll
I'm gonna record. I'm gonna
yours.
record this, so you can just edit in the footage when you see it.
Okay.
I'll tell you. You can just look for it.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna actually do this on my screen in real time, so you can actually see this. Okay.
You can just. Are you gonna record it on the same OBS thing
yeah,
that
it's
we're
on
doing?
the same thing with OBS.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll already have it.
Okay. So here we go. So you guys see this? This is Zero's Nightmare Zero. All right. And if we scroll up just a little bit, you can see there's Red Zero, Black Zero, Nightmare Zero. We're gonna go up to adjustments. Alright, we're gonna go over to, where the heck is it? Hue saturation. Right? I'm gonna just slide this slider. And now it's Zero! It's literally just, you can't get any lazier than this.
What a nightmare!
Oh my god! It is literally just, they just slid the hue saturation slider over, and that's it. It's stupid. And then I'm almost curious. If I were to go up to regular Zero and like do the hue saturation in the other direction, would I get Nightmare Zero?
Let's find out.
Oh my god, I do! If you just slide it in the opposite direction, you just get Nightmare Zero. And what's funny is if I do that and then go down and look at Black Zero, it becomes Fake Zero colors. He has like the from the model kit. He has the green gem, black armor, and like lavender hair.
Oh my god!
You have to experiment with this in your own time and take a look at this.
Does X become X?
Sort of. He becomes more green, that's for sure. He becomes green and purple. Yes. What the hell? Why is everyone just hue slider? This is lazy. Oh my god, you guys gotta try this for yourselves. This is the craziest friggin' thing. I don't know why this is working this way, but it is. So that's Nightmare Zero. Moving on. I don't have anything else to say. He's literally just hue slider Zero.
Okay.
My god!
Oh,
I figured it out. When you hit him with the Z-Saber, he's telling you his origin. He's going, hue!
you slide the Z-Saber across him, and he's like, what kind of slide is this? Hue!
Hue!
Oh my
That's why
god.
it's his weakness. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, if I can really say one thing about that design.
Yes.
I love the saber color because it's like white and black, and it looks pretty cool.
It is kind of neat that it is white and black, but again, I feel that's because they just hue slidered the saber. And I don't know why it came out that way, but it did, so...
Hey, at least the Kotobukiya kit has that cool saber color. So, laziness aside, oh my god, that's so funny.
That's brutal. I can't believe that's all. It's literally just a hue slider. And,
Did you Did you just come up with that like just now, or did you know that it was just a hue slider?
I've heard of this before, and I was like, I wonder if this is really what. And I tested it, and it was right. But I just wanted to showcase this so that a broader audience can see what I'm referring to. It really is incredible that you can just do that.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's so lazy. So, the next Zero on our list is I think it's the fourth and final Black Zero, correct?
Let's see. Yeah.
So that's X8 Black Zero. He's basically just the X8 design, but with the Black Zero color scheme. Mm-hmm. But you mentioned that it's slightly different. You seem to know more about this than I do, because I don't have a picture handy.
Let's see.
About how it's different. I know you're a Black Zero aficionado, so...
But before I sound really stupid, let me pull up a reference image before I say okay. Like I thought.
I'm gonna do the same so that I don't sound stupid.
So it's the same. You know, he's still got the golden trim and stuff, but his hair becomes fake Zero color. You know, it's like that gray silver.
Yeah, it straight up comes like white.
It looks so good. You know, I don't know. It just works, man.
Yeah, Zero with silver hair just seems to work out, or just white hair, whatever.
Yeah.
It does seem to look really good.
Like, I kind of wish it would have also changed the gold trim, but it kind of works for me.
Yeah, it's like he keeps the gold... It's almost like he's, the earlier versions of Black Zero, but X8 style, except they did intentionally change the hair from, like, platinum blonde hair to just straight up white. Yeah. So it's really a combination of the old and the new.
Yeah, it just went all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean... all the way, I don't mean the hue slider.
But, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to highlight that, because when I first noticed it, I'm like, oh, I can get down with that, you know?
I can get down with this jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, it is pretty good. I really do like it. And like I said before, I really like the whole black and white aesthetic on Zero. He just looks very tuxedo-ish. I really like that. So I'm down with it. I like it. X8 is a good design, and so is Black Zero.
Yep. Even
though it's just a recolor, it works.
It works.
But not all recolors are created equal, because Nightmare Zero is still trash. So, moving on with recolors, I don't know if you want to count this one as a recolor, but I think I will, because it's mostly a recolor.
Yeah, it's kind of halfway point.
We have, I think his official name is Zero?
In the game now, in the cutscenes, it's Via. But
they call him Via? Why did they call him Zero before?
But it was that was his name in the data before, like, it was after the beta, but before the actual game came out. It was in there as Euro.
That's weird. They should have called him Blero, personally, because he's just a blue Zero.
No, he's Zerp. And as we found out, Zerp is blue.
I was going to follow up with Zerp, or good old pal Zerp.
And Zerp is blue.
It's true, Zerp is blue over here. So, looking at this, we should go and bring back that other image of the Beta X1 Zero, where we were like, hey, he's got some of those same kind of things. Because I am noticing those a lot more now as I look at it. Mm-hmm. And also, another thing I noticed, I wonder if they called him Euro with a Y, because the logo he used to have in another design was a Y logo.
Come on. That's cool.
Like, because remember how it was like, oh, maybe that's like a Maverick Hunter logo.
Yeah.
But it's shaped like a Y. So maybe they were like, oh, it's Euro, because, Zero has a Z on his shoulder, but this one has a Y.
Maybe.
So maybe they just thought, like, internally it would be funny to call him Euro or something. Mm-hmm. But looking at both of these designs, which I relinked over here, we can see that he has a lot of the same kind of things. He's got the gems on the shoulders, right?
Yep.
He's got, like, the deep flowing triangle things on, like, the I don't know, the shins?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
Like things.
He has his boob lights, so that's kind of nice.
And they're blue lights.
And they're blue. They're blue boob lights, because when you're an admin of D-Blog, this becomes your color scheme.
Yep.
And And another thing I wanted to point out, he has Sonic shoes.
He does. Gotta go fast.
He's got like little Sonic shoes. You gotta go fast, you know?
I love that he's not just a straight recolor. You know, like there's different design elements to it.
There's just a little bit. Like they obviously want to show you that he's based on Zero.
Yeah.
But he's not literally a Zero recolor because they gave him a few extra design elements, and obviously he has like a different pattern on his armor.
Yeah.
It's not just like solid colors, you know?
Do you think the kind of dark blue parts, do you think it's a reference to Command Mission Black Zero or to Mega Man Zero?
I just think that it's... I don't think it's referencing either of those.
I
think...
If you had to pick.
If I had to pick, I would say Command Mission Black Zero.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't think it's referencing either. When I see his face, I get a Marvin the Martian kind of vibe.
Oh, no!
My plutonium Q-38 space modulator!
Oh no, the Mavericks!
I'm gonna blow up the Earth because it obscures my view of Venus or whatever he says. That's, I don't know, just looking at him, like, it's kind of strange. He doesn't have like a mouth. Mm. He's just got like, you know, a face with nothing. So yeah, I get like Marvin the Martian vibe from him.
It's a deep log error.
Yeah, he's a deep log error. But he's cool. He doesn't have the wire, the wrist wire though.
He has to earn it.
He's got to earn the wrist wire. He does have the toe attack though. Toe attacker is still there. Yeah, he's basically just a recolor of X10. It's kind of cool seeing the X10 design get revitalized. I like that they gave him like silver hair with like a tiny twinge of blue in it. It's kind of cool. So I kind of like that. Real quick, what are your thoughts on what he is?
Well, like I think he's either the bad guy or the second in command to the bad guy. Like, because all the villains like are referencing him. And when he gets blown up at one part, he looks like super evil. Pick related.
Oh yeah, I have seen that face.
But like
we'll put a spoiler warning so you can skip over it
yeah.
if you don't want to see the spoiler.
Oh, I never noticed like the evil smile and eye on the.
What'd you say, honey? Okay, so hang on. I'm gonna pause your theory for a moment to put in bonus levels theory that Rico is the evil one.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that I think he might be second in command because I want Rico to be the bad guy, and then it makes that's
not even a joke. You're serious then? I guess that's a more popular theory than I thought.
Well, like I think it'd be hilarious because she also is the one that hosts like the shops and stuff. So, like, in the story, it would come out that she's bad, and then, you know, she's like, oh, hey, welcome to the shop, I'm so happy to see you, you know?
I like to think, that he basically mentions it, like, he's a corrupted admin, you know, from whenever. I'm just curious how he got corrupted and, like, you know, what caused him to get this way, because he fused with the old data for Zero, so I'm wondering... Is this like Sigma or something, and he's infecting Deep Log, like hence the crazy smile that he's got? You know, like what's going on? You know, I'm trying to figure that out.
It's weird because like I think some of the villain encounters, you know, during the story, they're like, oh, well, you put us here, or you know, it's like, oh, you know, like it's basically a we meet again. You know, it's like why'd you put me here just to die? Type
Plot
thing.
Twist. Zero is X10 after you leave him after X1. He's the memory of X10 that never gets revisited after one game.
But yeah, man, I never noticed that creepy smile and like the evil eye. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, he already looks pretty evil, and then he does this, and it's like...
Yeah. So, you know, maybe like he and Rico are the same person, you know?
Or maybe they're like two halves of the same whole.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that. Who knows? I guess only time will tell.
Yep. But
find out next season, and after re-rolling about 120 more times.
But I think it's a pretty cool design. You know, it's just it's the Rico color scheme on Zero. But I'm glad it chose the X10 to mess with. Kind of give that design
I do
some
like
spotlight.
I feel like the fact that it's X10 has some sort of significance. My guess is maybe it's the Zero virus infecting Deep Log or Sigma or something.
Yeah.
So that's my guess. Otherwise, why choose the X10 look? You know, it could have been anyone. So why that one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the story, you know, he saves you after you're getting beat up, and then he also sacrificed himself to kill Vile's ride armor, so I'm hoping it's not as shallow as that. You know, it's like, well, you've seen Zero do these, now watch Zero do these, you know?
Yeah, why not just get the actual Zero data to do that?
Yeah, so it's hard to say, but...
Speaking of,
we'll see.
X10 is not playable yet.
No. Not yet.
I wonder if that's on purpose.
I want X10 in there. His special moves are the Charge Shot from Maverick Hunter X and Self-Destructing.
Yeah, self-destructing would totally be awesome. Just pick one enemy. It's great for PvP. You just insta-kill an enemy.
Yeah.
Or actually, you just destroy their right armor. At the cost of all your HP, you destroy one right armor.
Oh, man. But yeah, I think that does it for our recolors.
Yeah, and now we're moving on to we're almost done. I think we're gonna go, there's only 3 in this category, and we're gonna call this one special armors, and these are things that actually physically change Zero outside of his normal incremental design updates across the games. These are like special obtainable changes to Zero. And the first one is Absolute Zero.
Yes.
Which is from Command Mission, if you guys have never played that. Absolute Zero is really interesting. It's basically like Treble Boost Zero. And he's got like bat wings on his head, but also on his back.
He's got claws everywhere.
He's got claws everywhere.
Oh, you know what? Zero and Morrigan had a child. That's the extra wings.
That must be it. That's the only thing I could think of. But Absolute Zero is pretty cool, and the name is also. Shut up! I was gonna get to that.
It turns him Ice Element. I'm sorry. Go on.
Absolute Zero is a. I've mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but Absolute Zero is a term for like literally 0 degrees. Like all molecular vibration has ceased. It is the coldest anything can be in the universe, and so he's called Absolute Zero. So on top of being absolutely cool, he's literally Ice Element. So that's kind of his thing. He's Ice Element. All of his claws deal ice damage, and he looks like a bat or something. I always thought of like the icy touch of death. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of imagery. And while I love this design for just about all of its aspects, the one thing that everyone hates about it, everyone I've asked anyway, is the stupid bat wings on his head. They're just too big.
You know, I actually had a conversation with a friend yesterday about this design, and my final thought on it was, it's so stupid and over-designed that it goes all the way around and like underflows into being really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I feel like they were trying to evoke base imagery too hard, and that's what they ended up with.
I like all the sort of cybernetic details on like the wings and sort of the chest and the legs, you know?
Yeah, I like that he has like a cracked gem on his chest. It looks like a shattered core of some kind. It's kind of cool looking. And I also really like the leg and arm designs. I think those are nice.
Little claws and stuff attached to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot of that art for the Mega Man 7 version of Treble Boost. Because it's got like claws and stuff on it, and it's a lot bulkier.
Yeah, the later versions of Treble Boost base are like a lot more trimmed down. There's like just less details.
Yeah.
Like when you're Super Adapter Mega Man, you can see like all the components of Rush that turn you into that armor. But Super Adapter Base in Mega Man 7 has all that, but then later versions don't.
Yeah, he just gets he gets more.
He gets the helmet and the wings. That's it.
Yeah, more pointy helmet and pointy wings.
Yeah, and that's about it. Which
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's still pretty good, but I keeping with tradition, I would have preferred it if he kept the super adapter kind of thing.
Yeah, unless they showed him like have a different way of obtaining it. Like it wasn't a fusing with trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just didn't. I don't know. It was just a little strange. My guess is something evil energy because Mega Man 8 is when we first see it. So that's my guess.
Makes sense to me. Or maybe Dr. Wily built his own version because the one they stole from Light got destroyed. You know.
Oh, possibly. That makes a lot of sense.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's all up in the air.
But Absolute Zero, right?
Yeah, Absolute Zero. He's an absolute unit.
Can't wait till he comes to Dive so we can have official art for him. Or a model kit,
God.
because the model kit would also bring us art.
A model kit would be really great.
That'd be sweet. And then you could take the wings off if you want.
Yeah, exactly. So, along with the same vein as Absolute Zero, we have something here called Ultimate Armor Zero, or at least that's what I'm calling it.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate Armor Zero is a concept design that was found in a Japanese magazine advertising X4, but ultimately this armor never saw the light of day. It was just a concept art that they were working on, because X has an ultimate armor, Zero was going to have an ultimate armor, and then it just didn't pan out. So what you're seeing here is artwork that Bonus Level has basically traced over from the magazine clipping to get us a clearer image of it, since it was very low resolution and obscured. So she managed to kind of crisp it up for us so we can actually see what it is. And I just kind of colored it, the color scheme I think it was going to have, based on Black Zero's color scheme.
I like this color scheme.
In X4, if you do the Ultimate Armor code as X, you turn purple, and then you stay that color until you pick up the Ultimate Armor in the first capsule that you run into. So I figured if Zero's running off the same logic, you'd look like Black Zero, and then you'd get upgraded into this. Because Black Zero in X4 is just a leftover. He has a code to turn him black, but he doesn't have an Ultimate Armor. And it also doesn't give him any special advantages, just like how if you do the Ultimate Armor code for X, X might be purple, but he doesn't get any special armor or special defenses until he picks up the capsule. So I just figured, well, maybe if we just color Zero the way that the Black Zero color scheme is, we can get an idea of what this might have looked like. But that's just me. I'm just taking a stab at it. Everyone is free to look at this art and figure out how you would have colored it, you know?
I like that idea, the whole purple thing. And speaking of taking a stab at it, look at its claws.
Yeah, the wrist wire has been upgraded finally to a super punchy stabby thing.
Yeah. I remember that magazine saying that one reason that it wasn't put in was because he would have had to have a completely different animation set, and they ran out of time.
Oh, did they say that?
Yeah.
I didn't know if they actually said that or not. I guessed that on my own.
I'm pretty sure, unless, like, you know how your memory can kind of just fill in things that you're not 100% sure about. But
either way, that is a true statement.
Pretty sure, yeah, because of these weapons that are clear on him, you know.
Right, he's got these wrist claws, kind of like double, actually.
Jello Man.
Jello Man. And looking at it, it's like, yeah, you'd have to redo his whole attack animation set because everything he does looks like he's holding a sword. I mean, I guess in theory, you could just make him swing his arm and not put the sword there.
Yeah.
And you could just flub it a little bit, but the whole idea, I think, is they wanted, like two-arm claw action, which is not a thing that he does.
Yeah, not until X7 with the K-Knuckles.
Yeah, exactly. The K-Knuckles would be like the first time he gets like a proper punching, kicking weapon. Oh my god, and his toe attacker has been upgraded. It's got a spike now. It's an actual toe attacker now. I'm never gonna let Toe Attacker go away.
I can imagine him climbing, like, up a wall, and then his toe attacker just gets stuck inside.
Big Toe.
Big toe. Zero,
like
wait!
Mega Man feet.
Big toe. Toe attacker.
Big Toe Attacker. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I mean, this is what his... I think they were going to call this, like... What was it? I think it was going to be called, like, Mega Armor Zero or something, or, like, Super Armor Zero.
So, the thing I remember
it has
reading...
a name that's not Ultimate Armor.
The thing I remember reading said Mega Armor, but I wondered if that was, like, a sort of a translation issue, because from what I know, X's Ultimate Armor was created as a model kit tie-in, and the model kits were called the Mega Armor, kits.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I wonder if that name was referring to the Mega Armor kits, and if it actually had a name. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I completely follow you. I wonder if they were talking about the model kit series and not the name of the armor itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because why would they call X's armor the Ultimate Armor and not this one, Zero's Ultimate Armor?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Another thing that I'm a little confused about is, like, what are those things on his back? Are those wings? Because I think they said something about it being able to fly.
Well, maybe it's, like, it will just do the Nova Strike. You know how X, with the Ultimate Armor, kind of has those wings that peek out of the backpack?
Yeah,
so maybe
I'm
it's
wondering
kind of
if
like
it's
that.
I don't know. To me, they kind of look like sides. Like, if you were to pick them up off of his shoulders, like, they would get, like energy blades or something.
He could Dr. Octopus his way up walls instead of jump climbing.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, who the hell needs to do that when you've got, like, toe attackers? Just look at those things. Guy can walk up the side of a building like a flight of stairs.
Alright, Dio, jeez. Dio has the toe attacker, I knew it.
That's how it works.
Update the JoJo wiki now.
Do you ever watch C-Lab 2021?
Yes.
Zero, how are you hanging from the ceiling? Stuck my toes into the ceiling.
Do you want the mustache on or off? Off, please. Too bad.
Oh, no. Somehow that's Dr. Whaley. I don't know how, but somehow.
Well, it's the second time they used that joke, but he's with a mop instead of the girl. Too bad.
Too bad. So yeah, there's not too much to say about this design other than, I don't know, it looks a little over-designed, but I mean, I guess that's why it's like a concept art, it's not like the final one.
Right.
I'm curious to see what the concept arts for Ultimate Armor X would have been like. I'm sure those might have been neat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's a lot of question marks in the air here because this is literally the only image of this armor that exists, and it's from a magazine clipping that had text over it. Yeah. So it's like, who knows? But I guess maybe X-Dive will do us a solid and include this armor because we never got to see it.
That'd be so cool.
That would be really cool. X-Dive, we're counting on you. I will give you as much gacha money as you want if you'll include things like this.
Yeah, for that one, for sure, yeah.
That would be really, really sweet. Let's see. What is the next Zero on our list?
The Mega Mission armors.
Oh, the
Zero.
Mega Mission armors. I think you linked to those, didn't you? So that we didn't lose those?
Yes, it is up just a little ways.
So, speaking of model kits, this was an excellent segue, because, man, we do love to segue on this show.
Yep.
There was a bunch of model kits made for the Mega Armor series, which was based on a card game and also a manga series happening called Mega Mission, which included numerous armors for both X and Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of the armors were turned into model kits, but some of the really good-looking ones were. And that means Zero got a few. I think there's only 2 that Zero actually gets. And then there's like a third one that's in this picture here, which I don't think he has. That was never turned into a model kit. He has, like, I don't know, it looks like an elevator indicator buster. It's got like two triangles, like one up and one down. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he like holds the Buster up and it's like boom boom. You're going down.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I didn't know where that was going, but I'm glad it went where it went.
Going down. So there's not too much to say here because honestly, at least in my opinion, these armors are like a little weak in my opinion because they're just regular Zero with like a different chest and shoulder pad, or like just different shoulder pads and a Buster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Like I thought they would be a little bit more ambitious, but they just kind of played it safe.
Well, I think with the Mega Mission stuff, it was supposed to be sort of kind of makeshift armor, upgrades. So it's like literally just on top of their normal stuff. Because like you can see his regular Buster through the Buster on the one with just the shoulders.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like it's stuff. That's the impression I got for X. That it's like armor on top of their regular armor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I personally would have liked it if they just went a little bit further because it just looks like, I don't know. It just like if you're gonna do that, cool. But do that to the rest of their body. Like how come he doesn't have like fully different arms or fully different legs or fully different chest or fully different helmet?
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of them, his helmet never changes, his chest changes once or twice. But his legs never get touched. It's like the only thing they changed was like the upper body.
Yeah.
He skipped leg day.
Well, the legs get... It looks like the legs get changed on the one that looks like outer space. That's the only way I know how to...
Yeah, I see the one you're talking about. They do kind of get changed. But too bad it's obscured by other stuff.
Yeah.
But I do see that. I guess that one is like an exception, but that one didn't get turned into a model kit.
Right. Yeah, just the shoulder... The shoulder kit, I guess we can call it.
You know what? I guess he also got transparent, if that other one is anything to go on. The EX Armor Zero that has the really good artwork made for it.
I mean,
his legs got transparent for some reason.
Well, the kit was transparent, so.
Well, there you go. You know what?
Reflective.
I've had people tell me they were like, "Isn't transparent armor stupid? Like, why would it be transparent?" And I'm just like, "It's there so that you can flex how much more powerful the armor is." It's like it's transparent and you're flexing on them. Like, look at this. It doesn't even have to be solid.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of view it. But also, transparent plastic is just a common gimmick in plastic model kits, especially from Bandai.
Yeah.
And so they just threw that in. Like, I'm sure you can even today find plenty of transparent Gundam kits just to show you, like, transparent Gundam.
I found,
it's just a thing you can do.
I found a better image of the outer space one. It's called the Neo armor. And you could see it's just attached to his legs, like you can see where it just model kit clipped on to the front,
It's kind of cool though. I do kind of like it. I just wish that it didn't have the hologram effect on the card, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I like the
Buster.
Buster.
It's like you found a clear image, but it's simultaneously not as clear.
Yeah, the Buster's pretty cool.
Well, that's the one that I'm talking about. It has like almost like an elevator thing.
Yeah,
because it's like it's got like an up and a down.
You're going down.
I don't know what's going on with that. You're going down. Boom, boom.
At least his toe attacker is still intact.
No, toe attacker is essential. I'm never gonna know. Oh, God, you can actually see his knee pad.
Yeah,
like his
under it.
Default knee pad?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Why didn't they release this? Because it would have been so cool to buy this as like an armor pack and then like snap it onto him.
Oh, man, yeah.
There's so many ways that this could have been really cool, and I mean, whatever. We got what we got, and I'm happy with that. The chest is really cool. I actually really like the chest shape.
It's got one central titty instead of...
Yes, one central titty. The main titty. But, yeah, I don't know. These designs are all pretty neat.
Yeah, they're not bad. And, like, back in the day, seeing a capsule upgrade for Zero was just...
for Zero.
It was just so cool. Yeah, because, it was all these games where X is getting all the love, and I'm like, well, about my red boy?
He's like, I don't need any upgrades. Doesn't he even say that at some point?
Yes, he does.
He's like, I don't need fancy upgrades or armors or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but it would be cool.
Yeah. They've already changed your design once. Just let it happen, man.
Just go with the flow, dude. I don't know. Well, I think that's everything for those versions of Zero. I think we're now moving on to...
Well, hold on. There's one more.
Oh, is there? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump the gun.
Awaken Zero.
Oh, you're right. Awaken Zero. Zero, but he's in Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
No, I'm kidding. Awaken Zero is pretty neat. Again, it's just the default Zero design. But he does indeed have like a neat aura around him.
Yeah.
And just the way he carries himself is super cool.
Oh, man.
And I wish that aura got used more often.
Yes, like, I love the little... It's hard to call X5 cutscenes, but I love, just his eyes opening, and then then you see him, like, with the aura. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it is, like, super badass. One thing that I always thought was really cool is that in, I think it's the Marvel vs. Capcom 3, if you use his Genmu Zero attack, he gets the Maverick aura around him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he activates that attack, it triggers the Maverick aura from like Awaken Zero to go around him.
Yeah.
And then weirdly, later versions of the game got rid of that.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like
that's really
strange. I don't know. That's weird to me. It seems like they should have kept that because that was like super badass. But I don't know. I don't make the decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just a cool little addition.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a cool little addition. Okay, would I be remiss to say that now we're moving to the next one?
Yes, or we're good.
Okay, cool. So now we're moving on. This next one is kind of neat for you Battle Network fans. How many of you knew that Zero was in Mega Man Battle Network? So Zero is in Mega Man Battle Network as a virus. He's Zero EXE. Zero EXE is kind of interesting because I think this is the first time we've ever seen Zero not really as himself.
Yeah.
And he's more like a disembodied Zero. Like, he doesn't have like a normal face. He's very inhuman looking, you know what I mean? It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this character, so this one.
I don't really know anything about him either because I haven't played any of the games that he's in yet, or at least I've played Network Transmission, but it's hard and I'm not that far in it.
I never got to the end of that one.
It is a very difficult game, but I just think Zero EXE is super cool. I like that in his ears, they kind of look like Mega Man X style ears. And they have, like, the cross-out symbol in them.
Yeah, the no smoking type thing.
Yeah, which has been associated with Zero in Mega Man Zero and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. And I don't know, I just like the idea that he's, like, he doesn't have, like, a human face. He's basically just this, like, unstoppable, like, kind of virus entity thing. You know?
Yeah.
I just really like that about him. I think that's super neat. I also like that the blue gem on his forehead it kind of extends and just makes up the entire dome of his head, which is kind of a neat little design. I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
You know? I wonder how Proto Man feels knowing that there's a character out there who looks just like him. Like, because Proto Man is... I mean, do we even want to include Proto Man? Proto Man EXE is basically heavily based on Zero.
Yes.
So, I don't know. It kind of feels weird to include him because he's Proto Man EXE, but he's very much based on Zero. But no, I don't know. I want to remain a purist and say just Zero EXE. They kept his boob lights.
Finally, someone did.
I mean, they're almost boob lights.
Yeah,
they're like boob holes.
Boob black holes, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them credit. I know what they're supposed to be.
Yeah. It looks like he's wearing like a wrestling belt, you know?
Yeah, he kind of does.
The virus champion.
Yeah, it's not bad. He looks. I don't know. I kind of like Zero EXE. I just wish I knew more about the character.
Yeah.
So I do apologize if this is a lackluster commentary on my part, but that's he's kind of cool. I just like that he's very inhuman. I like that there's no. He's just like this unstoppable force. That's the idea that I get when I see him.
He reminds me a lot of that. What was the character on Mighty Number 9? Was it Ray?
Ray.
Yeah, like, it seems like that's where some of the design influence came from, you know? Because, like, this really, like, monstrous-looking Zero-type character. Should we include that in the discussion?
I don't know. Do we want to? Here, I'm gonna send you a thing.
Yeah, why not?
We can
touch on it.
Let's slip that in there.
We can touch on it.
So, Ray, from Mighty Number 9, is a character who is very much based on Zero a bit, but also based on, I believe, Getter Robo.
Okay.
It's just a popular mecha anime.
She's also Mighty Number 0, right?
So she's Mighty Number 0, and her name is Ray, and in Japanese, Ray can also mean zero. So she's like a 000 reference.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she is the first Mighty Number. She is red. Well, she's orange. I think they call her like the Vermilion Destroyer, so she's technically orange. It's both. Whatever. I want to get a good picture of Getter Robo so you can compare the two and really just see how close it is.
All right.
But yeah, so she's Mighty Number 0. She's making her the first Mighty Number. Her number is 0. She looks like 0. And also her name is Ray, which is Japanese for 0. So it's weird how there's like this triple threat going on.
Like he really wanted to hammer it home. He's like, "Do you get it? Do you know what I'm talking about?"
Yeah. Do you realize this is who I'm talking about? This is what I mean.
There's even zeros in the earpiece.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow!
Yeah, do you see?
Like spot on.
And there's even I don't have the picture handy, but there's a version of Getter Robo who has a cape that is basically the same way that this one is. Like, see how hers is like in those kind of things?
Yeah.
There's a version of Getter Robo that also has that. It's like got like a shredded kind of cape that's in that kind of digital sort of pattern.
Getter Robo even has boob lights.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice that. It sounds like a 0 influence right there.
Man, it's like poetry, so they rhyme.
Yeah, thanks, Lucas. That's... I can't find the image of it. But yeah, definitely based on Getter Robo. Not that that's a bad thing. I think it's cool. There's lots of references to Japanese superheroes and robots all across Mega Man, and so I don't expect Mighty Number 9 to be like an exception to that at all.
Right.
So, I can totally see that. Like, even if you look at this one, like, now that I'm actually noticing it, Ray even has, like, white legs, just like Getter Robo.
Uh-huh. So,
yeah, it's very clear. It's much like how Hyper Mega Man from Marvel vs. Capcom is just Mazinger Z.
Mm-hmm. And, which one is Hyper Roll?
Aphrodite something. I think it's like Aphrodite D or something. It's one of the Aphrodite models from Mazinger.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, very clearly inspired by those things. That's just how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think Ray is really cool. Ray has like these crazy claws, and she's a blast to play as. She's really fun. One of my favorite things about her is that when you beat a boss as Beck, he's like, "Snap out of it, come on!" And he like uses this like data hand to like reprogram them and get them.
He data drains them. Yeah.
Yeah, he does like data drain from .hack.
Yeah.
But then, if you beat a boss as Ray, I was like, oh man, what's Ray going to do? So, Ray teleports to like a dramatic camera angle and then just immediately begins like mouth lasering rapid fire at the bosses until they get decimated. And it's just so brutal. I was like, holy crap, calm down. It was really good.
I never went back and played as Ray. I need to.
You really should. She's totally worth it. The gameplay style is completely different, and I think she's absolutely worth playing. I think she should have her own game, just based on the playstyle.
Yeah.
If you've ever played Shinobi for PS2, it's kind of like that. In the game Shinobi for PS2, you're a ninja with a sword, and if the sword runs out of energy, it will kill you. And so you have to kill enemies to constantly refill your health.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like how Rey plays. So it forces you to really move fast. And everything she does is aggressive. Everything, that she tries to do is like an attack of some kind. So it's really interesting. So, I don't know. Rey's worth it. Go play it. Mighty Number 9's a pretty decent game. I don't care if you hate me for that.
I like Mighty Number 9.
See? All the cool people like Mighty Number 9.
I'm cool!
You're a cool dude. You're a cool man, X, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Alrighty. So, now that we got the bonus round out of the way, let's move on to the next version of Zero, who I'm affectionately going to call Dr. Love.
Ooh, I like it. I get it.
We got freaking Lab Coat Zero over here from X-Dive as an alternate costume Zero. What are your thoughts?
I like it. I think... Well, I don't think, I know. I want to see what the whole design looks like without the coat. Because it was pointed out to me that this design would have been such a good command mission design for him. Because X changes, so this more kind of, I guess, detailed Zero, because his legs look
Ignoring
awesome.
your shoulders and arms, I could see where you're going with that.
Yeah. And just the the chest is completely flat. It's still got boob-like coloring. He's got a popped collar. I think it really could have worked, and I want to come up with a design of what the rest of it looks like. But
yeah, I think that could totally work.
But as a whole, I think it looks really neat. I don't think anyone saw it coming, because it's okay, the girls are gonna get special costumes, but then here comes your main boy Zero, and he's like...
Heartthrob Zero.
Yeah.
He does look really cool. The only thing I think I would change about it is I'd get rid of his briefs and just give him, a belt.
Yeah, okay.
Or something. Or give him, how Vile is just, a bodysuit from his stomach down to his knees. And just nothing in the middle, because the pelvis... it works fine when he's in his regular armor. But now that he's wearing a lab coat, it just looks like he's wearing his underwear on the outside. That's just me. That's just how I feel.
I think the gold accents on the underwear and on the legs kind of work.
I do like that, though. I kind of wish those were on regular Zero, maybe. I don't know. The part where this design falls apart for me is, I don't know, is there something about the legs bother me? I think it's the round white thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say the white part looks kind of puffy.
Something about that, just, I don't know, it doesn't... I can't, put my finger on it, but it's something about the legs and the feet.
Well, he's got boots
missing his
now.
toe attacker.
Yeah.
So
he's missing his toe attacker, but he gained a heel, so...
That's true. He did gain a heels for when he needs to stomp dudes.
He can go heel. He can ride his heelys, finally.
Right? He can ride his heelys straight into your feelies.
Aw. But yeah, he's wearing a lab coat, taking after good old dad.
Yeah, it's funny because they call it lab coat. They never actually called it Lab Coat Zero, but it looks like a lab coat. But if it wasn't a lab coat, it's just a really fancy jacket. It's got a fuzzy bottom, and the inside of the jacket is a silky blue. It's kind of nice. I do like the blue and black in Zero's design. I think that actually really looks good on him because it ties back to his forehead gem somewhat.
Yeah.
I'm curious what his arms look like when he's not wearing the lab coat.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I want to see the rest of the chest and the arms.
Conveniently hidden. What's the rest of him look like?
I've asked, and there's nothing under the coat on the model. It's glued on, basically. So as I've heard, he's just Rayman if you take the coat off because he doesn't have any arms.
I figured, yeah, they wouldn't model a whole thing, but I wonder if there's a design of what he would sketch.
I hope so.
Was supposed to look like.
Yeah, because I could see a lot of potential in the design. Just as the design itself, it's really cool.
I think Dr. Love Zero is not half bad. You know, I would change up the legs just a little bit, maybe incorporate some of that blue in them.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's a pretty solid design. I'm really shocked, and I'm excited to see where Reploid fashion goes in X-Dive, since we've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's just, like, I love the idea of it being a command mission style, you know, because why did X change so much? No one else did. Like,
Yeah, that's
I know
the thing
it was...
that's always bothered me.
Like, I know it was a late, like a, 11th hour decision, but still. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Command Mission 2.
It's whatever.
It'll happen.
Sooner or later. So I guess we're gonna go talk about the black sheep now.
Yep.
So the black sheep of the of this discussion is Teppen Zero from the Teppen card game.
I feel like we're gonna have differing opinions here. So, but
Maybe. I don't know.
based on
did I speak too soon? I called him a black sheep. That's my opinion. I don't want to speak for Coleman.
Well, just based on. So I'll let you go first, and then we'll.
Okay.
Then we'll
I have
switch.
this problem with every Mega Man character that looks like this. Everyone has, like, bimbo hips.
Yeah.
They've all got, like, a fat ass and, like, weird limbs that look like Nylabones. Like, I don't know if you know what a Nylabone is, but it's like a doggy chew toy thing, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Just something about the way the limbs are shaped really bothered me, because they took the default designs for X and Zero and they put them in a nice enough art style, but they just gave them all these weird extra features like ball joints. Like, man, if you like ball joints, they got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's ball joints everywhere, and
like the midsection is a sphere.
Yeah, their midsection is literally a ball. It's emphasized worse on X because I just think there's more things showing him. I don't know, man. Just they made them look so robotic and strange that it just really distracts, in my opinion. Which is odd because there's some artwork of them that I've seen going around where they are actually just in their normal looking art styles. Like, they don't all look like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what's causing them to look that way. There's artwork of Dynamo from Teppen, and he just looks normal. He doesn't look weird at all. They gave him, like, the segmented fingers like that everyone has, which I guess is fine. But, you know, some of the characters, like, they just, I don't know, I call it bimbofication. They gave them all, like bimbo limbs.
Yeah. Well,
like,
it's a deep log error.
What's going on? It's kind of cool, sort of. Like, I can almost get behind it. But, like, just take a look at Zero's hips here. Look at his hips and look at his knees. He just looks like he's, like, very knock-kneed and strange.
Like, I don't see how his, like, forearms don't just fall off with how thin the rest of it is.
I don't know. That's all I really got to say on it. I just don't like the way that they changed it and made everyone look that way. Yeah. It's just odd to me. But, you know, I mean, whatever works, I guess. Well, it looks like they're going, you know, full on with this new kind of design, and I don't know. I hate to say this, but this is part of why I don't play Teppen, because I hate the way that the characters look. Yeah. And I would play it if they didn't all look this way. Like I don't know, just look at this. I can't play a game that looks like this. What is with their weird, super thick thighs? It's so strange. What are you doing?
Here's a sneak peek of X9.
Oh god, if they did this with X9, I'm gonna switch over to Sonic.
I don't want to put that in the air. But, so, I just want to say that I think Zero hits this design better than X does. Like,
he definitely does.
I think it works better, and especially version 1 Zero. Like, I think that one looks better. But pretty much echoing everything else he said, but I do like it on Zero more than I like it on X. But I like how X has the halo. I kind of really like that.
The halo is kind of cool because they're telling, like, this alternate version of, like, the X history. So I can get behind that. Okay, fine. Give him a halo. Whatever. I also like that in this image that I'm going to send you, he has, like, ankle joints, which actually look pretty cool. I do like those.
Yeah.
It's the limbs. X has these really weird, like, he has like a reverse chicken drumstick for a thigh.
I'm hungry.
You know what I mean? It's so weird. Like, why do you have a drumstick for a thigh? It's so strange. And he just looks like he's, you know, if you just had normal limbs connecting each of these parts, I don't think I'd care as much.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that everyone just has these strange doggy chew toys for limbs that it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretty much echo you. We probably should have ended with a better one.
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I was just thinking that. So let's not end on a downer. What is your favorite version of Zero?
Well, just before that, I do want to go to that. But before we go to that, can we really quickly talk about I'm not sure how you'd pronounce it, but X-Zero from Rockman X5 If, where it's X when he's got Zero's parts put on him.
Oh, that one.
So I mean it's definitely an X, but it's, you know, it's also a Zero. And
that one's kind of interesting.
I kind of like that one. We've brought it up before in other episodes, but I think it's really interesting and a cool idea, because they both get so messed up, and then Zero's like, oh man, someone's got to go kill Sigma. Literally take my arm and helmet.
Yeah, literally take my arm and helmet and go do this.
Yeah.
You know what? There's one more Zero I want to cover, which I totally forgot to put him on this list, actually, because I do like that one, but I'm just saying I want to touch on this one at some point.
Okay.
Like, so, you know, weirdly, the X and Zero combination actually kind of works.
I think it works a lot better in black and white.
Yeah,
You know.
I think so too. I think visually it hits all the emotive points it should.
It's it's Model ZX before Model ZX, you know.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, I don't know. I don't have too much to say on him, but I think it does work.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring him up. I think it looks pretty cool.
I think he counts, since we're making an exhaustive list of every kind of Zero. You know? The other version of Zero, which I completely forgot, and the newest one, unless you count Lab Coat Zero, I forget what this guy's name is. Is it like... What is it? It just means like nothing or zero in like German.
Okay.
What is his name?
I don't remember, but yeah. I didn't even know that was an iteration of Zero.
He's supposed to be based on Zero of some kind. I'm looking at an old Rockman Corner post from June of last year, and it seems that his name is Nihitsu.
Okay.
But I think his name was translated to something else that means like nothing or something like that.
Alright.
But hey, there he is. What do you think of this design? It's like he's supposed to be like like this is almost like an incarnation of Nightmare Zero. He's come back and like is much cooler, because this is part of Giga Mission, which takes place during X6, I believe.
It's between 5 and 6.
Between 5 and 6. So what do you think of this one? He looks to me like what Nightmare Zero should have been like.
I like the color scheme a lot. Let's see. I haven't really seen this one too much, so let me take it in.
Yeah, go take a minute to soak him in, and then let me know what you think.
Yeah.
I give him points because he's got quad boob lights.
Yeah,
So,
you know, twice as many.
Twice as many boob lights. You can't go wrong.
They're like boob light ice cream cones, you know.
The boob light ice cream cones. Oh no.
But like, I don't know, like it's real creepy, but kind of in a fun way. Like it reminds me of like if Dynamo was really intimidating, you know.
Yeah,
like it's that kind of.
I get the same
expression.
attitude from him.
Yeah, he's got those like weird sunglasses that could also poke you. He's got a toe attacker.
It's true. He's got the toe attacker. He's already #1 in my book. Toe attacker. He's also got these cool knuckle-looking things.
Yeah.
The wrist wire looks like it's like a wrist blade now, like an actual physical blade.
Yeah. Well, he don't chuckle.
Kind of neat.
I like how wild the hair is in this picture. It looks kind of like Twin Tails, you know, because it's split.
The one thing that confuses me a bit is the shape of his helmet, because it looks like Zero's helmet, but backwards.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. I don't know, something about him is just really interesting to me. And I wish I knew more about him, but the only manga that I've seen of him introduces him for like 3 seconds and then he's dead. So I don't know what's going on with that, but he's kind of neat looking.
I thought it was a
There's
lady.
like a whole slew of Mavericks in that series that are actually really cool looking that get like no screen time.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping like the card game kind of expands on them a bit, and I wish that there was more manga editions just talking about them.
Say it with me. 3, 2, 1, dive.
Oh. I didn't say it with you. I didn't know what we were saying.
I know.
I didn't mean to become a deer in the boob lights, but...
Oh, you killed me.
You know that it's been a good episode when I get cold choke. When I get him to laugh and choke on his own spit, that's how you know it's good.
Oh, man. Deer in the boob lights.
Deer in the boob lights.
Someone draw that, please.
I gotta remember that one. I came up with that one right off the top of my dome.
Oh, man. That's amazing. But yeah, this design is I wouldn't say that I love it, but I like kind of how chaotic it is, with the whole idea of it being sort of a nightmare embodiment.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like... Basically, it's as if Isaac recreated Zero using the Nightmare virus.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like... if I remember the story correctly, I'm not entirely sure. It's something like he rejects Zero for not, obeying him anymore. And he's like, screw you, I'll just make a new Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Or something to that effect. And so I think that's where this character comes in. You guys can correct me in the comments section if you want. I really don't know. I haven't read the manga that closely. It is only like 6 to 8 pages anyway, and it goes by in a flash. So, if you could glean more story out of it than I could, by all means, you can correct me in the comments. But I just really like the design. I like the idea of like a wild and chaotic kind of maverick-looking Zero, as opposed to Awaken Zero, who just gets an aura.
Yeah.
I do kind of like this. This is kind of neat. So.
Yeah, it works.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, you were asking me earlier, my favorite.
Yes, what is your favorite version of Zero? And I want, can I take a guess? Is it going to be fake Zero?
It probably is. Just based on, I don't know, it's just about, like, kind of how mysterious he is, because he's only there for a second. But, yeah.
So is Mac.
Who?
I don't know.
But,
some guy.
But yeah, probably fake Zero and, the model kit one with the blue-purple. I really like those, but they're
those
kind
are the ones I figured. I was gonna say which shade of gray out of the 50 there, but there are is the one that you like the most.
But yeah, those are kind of like just ingrained in me. But out of the games, I'd probably honestly pick X8 Black Zero, just because that extra silver color. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I really do like that design as well. I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it's really difficult, because I want to put my vote on Absolute Zero, but the bat wings on his head, I just can't. I can't in good conscience. I can't endorse that. It really bothers me. I'm going to say my favorite Zero design is probably X8 Zero.
Okay.
And maybe... Where the heck is he? And maybe Vulcan Zero.
Ah, okay.
I really like Vulcan Zero. I don't know, something about him's cool. But like at the same time, I also really want to like EXE Zero, just Zero Virus from Battle Network. Just because it's so neat that they took Zero, an X character, and Battle Networkified him and like embodied the Zero virus and not Zero the character. So I'm like torn between those three because I don't know. I just think it was really unique what they were going for. But number one for me is definitely X8 Zero. I love that design so much.
Mm-hmm. I figured it was Vulcan Zero just for Toe Attacker.
Just Toe Attacker, man. A Toe Attacker has become a new favorite thing. So that's it. I'm gonna have to point that out every time I see a Mega Man character with that white thing. It's Toe Attacker.
No, you gotta point it out, but then give no explanation when someone's like, "What?"
Yeah, he's got a Toe Attacker. What do you mean? No, it's Toe Attacker, man.
What exactly is Toe Attacker?
You attack with your toe. Why do I gotta spell this out for you? Brilliant.
Yes.
Well, I think that about wraps up this wonderful episode of Ramblin Reploids, and boy, we sure did do a lot of rambling.
Yeah.
We rambled quite a bit about Zero. There was a lot to say about him because he has so many iterations. I am just thankful that this episode is not about X, because we'd be here for about a week.
Yes, we would.
I think if we were going to do one for X, we'd have to skip the armors, because, man, there's just too many. Although we did do an episode on armors already, so you know what?
Hey,
Let's go watch that one.
That one only grabbed a few armors. There's a lot more to talk about.
Oh, there's really a whole lot of armors. We had to really narrow it down.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching this one. Thanks again to Dano for sponsoring this episode.
Yes, thank you, Dano.
Yeah, and if you want to sponsor your own episode, you can click the join button next to the subscribe button, which you should also click if you haven't. And yeah, details are there. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Twitch, for being on and making me laugh and have fun like we always do.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me as well. This was a good discussion. I had a lot more to say about Zero than I thought I was. I really like that we were able to break down every single design and talk about what we did, like and didn't like. And I actually learned a few things along the way, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I echo that. I didn't think there would be so much to say, but by golly, look at us now.
That's what they call the show Ramblin Reploids, not Succinct Reploids. So I guess with that, we will see you guys next time. Comment down below what your favorite version of Zero is, if there's any versions of Zero that maybe we forgot. And I guess we will catch you all in the next video. Take it easy, everyone.
Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Another big thanks to Dano for sponsoring this episode. Thanks to Dende, Doranor, Masterman, and the rest of our channel members for the support. Thanks to Twitch for being on. And thank you for sticking around. Hope to see you in the next one.